So my name is Hugues Lincourt. I live in Nelson. I'm a woodworker, carpenter. I build houses, I build furniture, and I love to build just beautiful things and to create beautiful experience for people. What inspired me is to create an experience. So if, for example, I build a table, what inspires me is what is possible around this table. Is the experience, is to sit around with friends, is to have meal, is to do homework. If I install a window, it's like what it gives you. It opens your wall, then you get to see outside, and then you get light come in and fresh air come in. So that's what inspires me, is like to create an experience more than just a thing. It's just what's going to happen around that. I love to build tiny house, like you will see this one. What I like about that is a tiny house it's a smaller thing than an old house, right? So it's almost like a toy, like you really get to play in it. You can really get to be in it, and I don't know, just there's something a bit more playful about that. Yeah. Well, I was always attracted to build a tiny home. I mean, it's a very popular thing these days. There's something I love about the gypsy life, the bohemian life. Something I like about the simplicity of just living in a smaller space and not having too big of a footprint, like I don't think we really need to live in such a big space. There's really few lights and plugs in this house, and it was purposely made like that. It's not decadent with like gadget and toys and everything. So it's just a bare necessity that's there, and it's sufficient. So I mean, I would say there's a part about tiny house where you don't you consume less because it's smaller, obviously, and also you have to be very efficient with your space, and most likely you're going to have to own less things, so it's like simplify your life, I think. And I think when your life is more simple, you have more time to maybe be outside in your garden or just go in nature to be contemplative or something. Basically, the process is starting with a trailer that will be sufficient to carry that amount of weight. And then the framing was basically standard framing. We framed the house with 2x4, so the wall would not be too thick to take too much space. And everything, including the roof, was insulated with spray foam. And the reason we use spray foam was it gives it rigidity, and it's a vapor barrier. And it's also the most insulation you could pack into a smaller space. But for me, the rigidity was a big aspect. This whole thing is like a nice solid shell right now. The design is important in a tiny house, especially. I mean, in any house, but the space is very precious in a tiny house because there's not that much space. So it's very important to decide the layout of the kitchen, bathroom, and so on. And we stood in there, like even before there was anything, we sat in it and we walked around just to imagine what that would look like. And it was a nice organic process. We had to plan storage because it's a big part of organizing the space, and just make sure it's comfortable where you stand, or when you walk up the stairs you will see there's like headroom when you get into the loft, into the bed, just to create a feeling of it's a tiny house but you feel like there's lots of space.